Brothers and sisters of the celestial energy, this brother Wisdom, what's going on with you guys? Time and energy. Time and energy. Time and energy. Time is a variable of energy. Alright? As time flows, so does energy. And as energy flows, so does time. Alright? We're going to be talking about the quantum area of time and energy. All right. When we go into meditation, I've talked to you guys about this before. Pure science. We're talking about perpetual motion, the spirit man within you spinning. You got a soul that's spinning as well. Both of them spinning clockwise. All right. And you feel the breathing. You can feel the energy in your hands as you're breathing. In your nose, out of your mouth. You feel that energy moving, all right? So time, it doesn't matter how much time you do it, the energy is going to flow. You can go, you feel that energy in your hand, you can feel it moving up your spine, your chakras, okay? Now, as we go deeper into ourselves, I've talked about this before, as we go deeper into ourselves, you gotta understand, we are the heart of the planet. Like you saw the movie Moana, it said the heart of nature. The heart of nature had to be returned. We are the heart of the planet. That's why we have to return to nature. It's not about Jesus and God and Allah, Yehuda, all this other garbage and bullshit. Fuck that. Fuck a God, fucking Jesus, all that bullshit. Allah or Jehovah. It's bullshit. It's created deities. They don't exist. You go within yourself and you're not praying. You go within yourself to shift something into a different energy. Now, here goes the thing about it. When we begin to go within ourselves, we literally control the man-made time. All right? They say the time to take for a bullet to come from a gun and hit a person is so many split seconds. When you're in the spirit and you hear, spirit is the master energy. Spirit is the master energy, and therefore the physical time stops. The physical time stops. This is why we as original beings must take that time within ourselves. Meditation, doing your yoga, doing your Tai Chi. All right. What happens is the more spiritual you become, the less effective man's made time becomes. The more spiritual, because we literally carry the energy of the planet. When we shift our minds into a higher state, we got to understand why we have so much around us, pharmaceuticals, you got the pharmaceuticals, you got the money, you got religion, you got politics. I'll tell you what, for myself, I've been going to dialysis, which I'm shutting down because the last 3 lab results was perfect, which means my kidneys are working perfect because I had to do herbs, Stillingia root, cleavers, burdock root, I had to go and get the things to charge my body up. The herbs and spices. Look up the herbs. Like, I have these spices here. Rose petals. You can make yourself some rose tea. Get some rose petals and get tea leaf tea bag and make you some rose tea. The rose holds the highest frequency of all the flowers. which means it shifts frequency within your body. It rebuilds the quantum energy within you. Let's go into quantum. When we start talking about quantum, let's just say, when you say quantum, I'm going to explain it to you like I'm talking to kindergartners, okay? So you can understand quantum. When you say quantum, so imagine quantum force. Quantum force are powerful chunks of subatomic energy. When you talk about subatomic, you're talking about some powerful energy. And let's just say these crystals are part of this quantum. So you go into your meditation, you build a subatomic force within you, and then you take time. That energy remains in you. Time stops in that sense. That energy doesn't dissipate, because when you start talking about things that in man-made time, things dissipate. When you start talking about spiritual time, things remain and grow bigger. So what happens? Well, you go back into meditation again, and it doesn't matter the time that you go into meditation. You can be in a second, 3 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, however you do it. You begin to build. So this is quantum forces. This is the original quantum force. Then you build another quantum force and attach that to it. And then you continue on and you build another quantum force and attach that to it. So what happens is that quantum energy becomes more powerful. All right. We're talking about spiritual dynamics, the physics of spiritual dynamics. Therefore, your spirit man becomes so powerful that you can pass energy through your spirit body. And this is what mankind fears so greatly, is this planet becoming completely spiritual. And when you start talking about spiritual energy, you start talking about quantum, you're talking about ether, you're talking about photons, you're talking about phonons, you're talking about vibrations and frequencies so high that they cannot exist in this plane. 345 years ago, they were created in laboratories by our enemies, the Moors, those arch enemies, the Moors. And guess what? The Moors are not us neither. So when this energy comes, it's going to attack them too. See, they're at war with us, and the only way they know how to war against us is to use physical attributes to war against us. That's the only way they know how to war against us. Is use physical attributes. We have to war back in the spirit, because the spirit outweighs the physical 10,000 to 1. I told you guys before on my main channel. Spirit outweighs the physical 10,000 to 1, which means that spirit has far more power and far more energy than physical. You're making this energy roll, and you think. You're making this energy flow from your vessel. All right. This is why we say when you go into your state of meditation, if you haven't done it, you go into your meditation and you say within yourself, I link my spirit, my soul, and my body to one organism. All right. Our bodies are the physical cosmos. Our bodies are a cosmos in the flesh. This melanin, which is called carbon, which is ether, this is our physical body. These bodies were designed to hold the etheric spirit man that we have, the 9 ether. You gotta remember, like we said in the last message, when we started talking about 9 ether, the number 9 represents the dragon, that dragon energy. So, it's your belief. All right, it's your belief. The number 2 thing that we got to do outside of the meditation, and I will make it number 1, is our identity. Stop calling yourself black. Every time you call yourself black, there's no power. Say black power. How is there power? there's no power. All right? The power of Atlantis. Like He-Man, By the power of Atlantis, I have the power. All right? Take the time. Meditate. Do your chants. Sometimes you meditate and just use your voice. All right? And use the frequency from your throat chakra. All right, so how about that? So when you begin to use the frequency from your throat chakra and not try to listen to frequencies that was created, those are artificial frequencies. We're talking about real frequencies from you. Ooh, oh, ah, ee, oh, What are these frequencies doing? These frequencies, this is energy and time. Because within this time and energy, because time and energy runs concurrent together. They don't run separately. Except for like when I said, you're in a place where you feel threatened. And your higher self steps in. Because your lower self wants to get scared and wants to run. Your higher self says, no, get out the way, motherfucker. Get the fuck out the way, you weak ass. And your higher self steps in and say, and you commanding, in your thoughts, you commanding plasma beams to come down and come up. You commanding photon energy. You commanding ether to step in. Therefore, mankind's man-made time stops and spirit literally takes over. And the spirit man becomes so powerful it engulfs the entire physical situation and turn everything upside down to the point that your enemy would literally take their own self out. This is the whole point of us understanding who we are as the original, who we are as Atlanteans, who we are as the children of the dragon. We carry that power within us. All of our organs, I told you guys this before, all of our organs are highly radioactive. All right? Which means they got active radio frequencies. Why you think they call organs? Because each one of them give off a frequency. Especially when you go to your spirit man. I had a long day, sorry about that. Sorry about the yawn. But all your organs literally create a frequency. That's why you think they call organs. They create a frequency. And that's the importance of you eating the right foods, drinking the right drinks, however you want to do it. You got to make sure this right here remains clean inside. All y'all talking about smoking weed and all that stuff, stay the fuck away from that shit. You're literally damaging your vessel. This vessel was designed, like we said before, these vessels were designed to be immortal beings. So we have an immortal spirit being inside of these physical bodies. And when we allow our spirit being to take over our physical bodies, time stops. That means you don't grow old. You always look young. You always be vibrant and full of energy. You always be focused on higher knowledge. Now, we look at our ancestors, all the technology that we had in the past that, this white man came in and destroyed because that was his job. His Moorish leaders made sure he did that. All right? They're our enemies. They came in and destroyed that which we were created. When we started fighting them, the battle got so fierce that we started using physical attributes instead of continuing using the spiritual. So this is where we got to go back. So when we allow our spirit man to take over, guess what? This is when the entire realm shifts into 5D. And the money won't matter, the stocks and bonds won't matter, the credit ratings won't matter, the politics won't matter, the law enforcement won't matter, because when it goes into 5D, this is like a sudden shift into the spirit. It's like a film that comes over it. Everything that mankind created for the physical joy of himself stops. That's when spiritual time comes in. Spiritual time is completely different than physical time. Spiritual time moves at a much different rate. It's a much denser energy. Remember, time and energy moves concurrent together. Okay? They move simultaneously. So we're looking at spiritual time, which is completely different than physical time, taking over the everything, taking over this entire realm. Right now we're looking at the waters. The waters, all the oceans are reaching 100 degrees Fahrenheit. All of the oceans right now are 70 degrees. I looked it up online, and AI is like, it's 70 degrees, comfortable temperature. AI doesn't understand anything. AI is the dumbest tool that they ever created. I swear. It cannot think on its own. It cannot. It's a dumb system. We are the original intelligence, the OI. This is why it's important for us to be on a higher mindset, because we'll start understanding that time stops when spirit comes in. And I won't say spirit is the elephant in the room. Spirit is a dragon in the room. Elephant is much smaller than the dragon. Spirit is the dragon in the room. It comes in and shifts everything and stops everything. Okay? So, time and energy. We're going through this stuff, this subject here, because it's important for us to understand. We as the original beings, we as the Atlanteans, we are Atlanteans. Change the whole thing. And like I said before, we don't need to go to our enemy, tell our enemy to allow us to be recognized as Atlantean. Each of us should be recognized as an Atlantean within ourselves. Each of us should be recognized as an Atlantean within ourselves. When we recognize this within, it shows outwardly across the natural paths of our realm. All right? You understand that? We are the shift. We are the original people. Africans are not us. We're not Africans. No matter how much these white folks say, oh, well, we are the same. We're not the same. We weren't created in laboratories. Our ancestors were birthed by the planet. I saw it when I was in meditation. I saw it in the Akashic records. I tapped into the Akashic records. All right, and what did I see? I saw brothers and sisters. I saw their heads at the top of the ground, and they literally coming up like a serpent. And they were here. And they said, I am nature. And nature is who I am. And they stood upright and walked to wherever they had to go. So, and this is some trillions of years ago, close to 100 trillion years ago, which these inorganic beings don't want to acknowledge us as the oldest species on the planet. Africans have been here, it's probably some 600 years. That's all they've been here. All right? Like I told you guys before, that Bible is their history book. All our people run around talking about, we Hebrew Israelites. We're not. Hebrew Israelites are Moors. They're the jokers who came here, brought all these other beings here to fight against us and to fight against the original people, fight against the planet. All right, remember the main channel I read about Numbers, the 13th chapter. You get into the Numbers and you get down to the end of the 13th chapter. It said, and we're going to conquest against the children of Anak. The children of Anak are the children of the Anunnaki, who are us. We are the children of the Anunnaki, angels of this realm. All right? So I'm not getting into the politics of they can't remove us because they can't remove us from nowhere. We've got to come into the reality that we are the power of everything. When we shift, everything else shifts around us. When we shift. When you go into a completely different mindset, what are we talking about? The butterfly effect. It's the butterfly effect. You sitting at home, going to a higher mindset, all of a sudden you create a ripple effect, a wrinkle in time in Russia. All of a sudden they have 150-degree weather and they don't know what to do. They have no idea what to do. The butterfly effect. So everything that we do on a higher scale, higher mindset affects everything here on this planet. All right? That's about all I got for you guys. Anything else, I'm going to be redundant. All right, so I'll catch you guys later. You know the deal. All power to the multi-chakra celestial angelic beings. May chaos reign with you forever and ever and ever. And remember, we control time and energy on this realm. This is how powerful we are, which is why we are bombarded with so much stuff, credit report and money and paying bills and gotta have a job and all this. And when you try to talk to brothers and sisters who don't have this type of knowledge, they reject it because it's not football, it's not basketball, it's not money, it's not politics, it's not religion, because they have their mind set on something else. But those who are awakened, we're the few, we're the proud. We're those who shift the entire planet. Everybody said, then our brothers and sisters who are lost, oh, God did this. Yeah, we are the gods who did this. Time and energy shifts when we shift. You understand that? So our spirit body literally takes over everything and causes everything to become spiritual all around us. Mankind cannot take that frequency. Spiritual frequency is extremely high frequency. Their bodies were not designed to cope with that frequency. Even when it was like really, really hot outside, that was frequency that's coming down. Because our sun is a crystal that's in the sky. Alright? A crystal that radiates light. Our sun is a crystal, it's a gateway. And this energy and frequency is so high that many of these inorganic beings are in the house, away from the sun, with the air conditioner on, and they're still red around their face. They're still getting sunburned because guess what? This is ether. Their creators created them to fight against us when we were in a fallen state, not knowing that we were gonna wake up, but they knew that the awakening, the quickening, was going to happen at a time when they couldn't control. Just like Gil Scott Heron said, the revolution will never be televised because the revolution is within us. It won't be televised because we become more powerful. All right. Focus on becoming more powerful. Focus on becoming a power structure of nature. Focus. This is where you get your power from. All right. We're at war, y'all. We're at war. And we win it through spirit. That's how we win this thing, through spirit. That's how we conquer our enemy, through spirit. See, I lost a lot of weight here. I was 285 pounds before I got sick, and now I'm 240. I'm now down to 255 pounds. So it's a 30-pound difference. And I got to keep it down because You know, I like to eat. All right, so we're gonna go through a study of herbs and spices, and how the herbs and spices are going to help our spirit man. Because you got to remember, in order for this spirit, this physical and the spiritual works better together. While the Great Mother can work through us, because we carry that same energy as the Great Mother. She's the Great Cosmic Mother, Gaia. We carry that same energy within us, that cosmic ether. Our spirits are etheric spirits. 9 ether, which is that dragon energy. 9 is the symbol of dragon. We thought it was melanin, but it is melanin, but 9 is the symbol of the dragon. We carry that dragon energy. All right? And this is something that's not going to be taught in the church. It's not going to be taught in the school. It's not going to be taught in the rap music. It's not going to be taught anywhere. Louis Farrakhan and T.D. Jakes ain't nowhere near this level. They some low energy motherfuckers, I swear. You know, T.D. Jakes. Farrakhan. And I heard Farrakhan say it was Yakub who created this white man, and after he created, he said, and Allah says, just let it go. So they're talking about fictional characters. Yakub is a fictional character. Allah is a fictional character. Okay? But we're real living gods. We're living beings. We have the power within us that we can literally transform everything. I'm going to do this right here. Hold your hand up to the screen real quick. Okay? You're going to feel this. Hold your other hand up to the screen. All right. Let's go do this right here. This is another border portal. This is another border portal. This is real. This is what we created. That's why these cell phones and gadgets are called fallen angels technology. We're the angels who created this. But then we fell from a great power when the Africans arrived, and then when they created these inorganic species. All right, the Tamahu and the Orientals. All right. Catch you guys later. Charge yourself up. Stay vigilant. Stay in the spirit. All right. Focus on higher energy. Focus on becoming more powerful within yourself to see things, because you got to remember spirit deals with intelligence. All right. So I'm gonna let you guys go on this one right here. For real this time. All power to the multi chakras, celestial angelic beings. May chaos reign with you forever and ever. Remember, you are chaos, brothers and sisters. All right, catch you guys later. Much power to you. Love you all.